Hello and welcome once again to Pro Football. In a split round of football in this fifth round of VFL action, we journey now out to the Western Oval for the clash between the home side Footscray, looking for their second win of the season, as is their opponents, Collingwood, under new coach Lee Matthews. It was a desperate game, both sides desperately wanting the premiership points, and there was very little in it all day. Joining me in the commentary position at the Western Oval is Bob Skilton.
So here we go at the Western Oval, the most important game in round 5 for Footscray, the home side, and the visitors, Collingwood. For the Dogs, they want to try desperately to break the drought as Wallace gets the first kick of the game, pushes it out wide. A free kick has been picked up. Incidentally, Collingwood appear to be kicking into the breeze in this first time, and it'll be Wallace with that free kick for a push to put the Bulldogs into attack. Down towards half forward, no mark taken. Over the top of Morwood it went. No one able to pick it up. Mullane tries to burst his way through. Thumped clear in towards the middle. Clever play as Footscray go forward once again. Down towards Sewell. Looked for the hand pass, but he was too slow. Doesn't matter because he's got support as MacPherson goes goalwards, but he's off target and out of bounds on the pull. Well, Bobby, just how strong is this breeze? The Western Oval has a reputation, if you do.
I would imagine
with the toss, you kick into a pocket anyway and it gets bottled up, but
I'd still imagine a 3-goal breeze, Sandy. Always hard to tell out here, but a 3 to 4 goal breeze. And the one thing that Footscray have always done well is played well into the breeze.
Out of Collingwood's named side are Manson, Daniels and Budge, whilst for Footscray out is Groenewagen, Sharon and Saunders. On the interchange for Footscray is Jepp and Preston. Whilst for Collingwood, interchange players Mark Beers and Shane Kerrison. MacPherson, another behind, kick back into play once again. Purser from behind. There was a cloud over him, and it's good to see him. That one, I don't know whether it was directed at Jimmy Sewell, but he's found him.
And Sewell was one of the few Footscray players to really do well last week in Sydney, Sandy.
40 metres out, almost directly in. Been such a disappointing start for the Dogs. Drop punt on its way, it looks good, it is good. First goal to the Bulldogs.
Well, like you, Sandy, I was very surprised to see that if Mark Williams had won the toss, I certainly would have gone with it, because rain is predicted, and when rain comes, the wind usually drops. There's Gafer and Sewell laying against each other now. It's a little bit late to worry about that now. Centre bounce. Fellows against Purser. Fellows gets a tap. Runs through towards Baxter. He's tackled too high, and Baxter will take the free kick for Footscray.
Pretty good crowd here at the Western Oval for this clash this afternoon in absolutely ideal conditions. Gets the handball across to Kellett. A hurried kick up towards the half-forward line. No one at home, and Fellows takes the mark. Big Wes, been in pretty good form. Out wide to Tony Shaw. Has the running player. Uses him in Darren Mullane. He's been strong in recent weeks. Goes up towards Dickson. Beaten on this occasion by Hardy. Hardy goes short, up towards centre wing. The kick is effective, finds his big man. Royal from Purser is good football. Up towards half forward, they look positive again. The kick comes from Murray Rance, up towards Beasley, playing from behind. Waiting down is Petraglia. Hi-ho, Angelo, but you're off target. 1.0.
So a nice piece of roving by Angelo Petraglia, but he just couldn't put the ball...
Can you say that again?
Angelo Petraglia. Former North Melbourne and Port Melbourne.
And a very pleasant lunch.
Phillips puts it back. Abernathy spills a mark. Took it like a South Australian. And over the boundary line it goes.
You can't help yourself, can you? That's probably why Mark Williams won the toss and kicked into the breeze, is it?
He probably doesn't know football, that's right. Purser up high, over the back it comes. Petraglia first on the scene. Looking for the hand pass. Dummies back. Caught. Gets the hand pass into Rod MacPherson. Comes out now to Hawkins. Hawkins goes short. No player in particular. Smith picks it up for Collingwood. The hand pass comes in. Wallace intercepts. Hooks the ball down. Cordy in the front. No, it's Phillips. A good mark in front of Beasley.
Oh, behind Beasley. Greg Phillips has been in outstanding form for Collingwood. The umpire's calling play on. And I've had to take over the commentary there because, of course, Greg Phillips originated from Port Adelaide. Nevertheless, Rance has the opportunity to put Footscray into attack again. Beasley gives him a lead, and he's looking for him. It drops short. Morwood takes them. Shane Morwood towards centre wing. A congested pack. Kellett and Purser were both there. It's the former who picks it up. To half forward once again. Jimmy Sewell over the back. Tony McGuinness. The former Glenelg Grover can't pick it up. Still in there battling. Now he has support. Picked up by MacPherson. He snaps at goal, but he's off target. And 1 point over to Steve MacPherson.
Well, they're doing all the attacking, Sandy. Just not quite. They're a little bit crowded down there on the forward line, which does happen in windy conditions, but I think they might be better advised if the half-forward line came further up the ground and left space for Beasley to lead into.
Is it that windy, though, Bob? I mean, look at that kick out of Greg Phillips.
Yes, but he's kicking half with the breeze as he goes to that flank, Sandy. The hand pass from Morwood to Tony Shaw. Shaw's kick over the head of Jamie Turner. It's Turner and Wallace. Turner gets boot the ball. It dribbles up towards half-back. Tim Jepp coming out. The chance of his first possession for Footscray. A nice hand pass behind Steve Wallace. Good play by Jepp as he put it to Wallace. Up the field it goes. Graham Cordy gains possession. Hooks it into play. Beasley in the front position this time. Phillips from behind. And Beasley takes a nice mark. So Simon Beasley. Now he has the aid of the breeze from this position. He virtually has the breeze right behind him as it comes over the shoulder. Sheltered a little bit by the stand. But Simon Beasley should have no trouble putting this through. But I've said that before about Simon Beasley.
Let's see what he does. Here's the drop punt on its way, and he has made no mistake.
1 point.
For a point. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
If I were Mickey Malthouse, I would get the great E.J. Whitten back to teach Simon Beasley how to do the flat punt.
Well, why don't you speak to him tomorrow on World of Sport?
I won't be there.
That's right, you're having another day off. Tony Shaw towards centre wing. Mullane couldn't take it.
Well, that was a mark anyway.
Recovers. Wasn't called, and he's gone and kicked it out of bounds on the full, Robert. So it'll be Rance to bring the ball back into play for the Dogs.
I like the look of Rance too, Sandy.
Doing all the attacking. Goes with a tumbling punt down towards the half-forward line. MacPherson again as he goes up towards Beasley and Phillips. Phillips used the body this time. Goes to the back of the pack and just rushed over for 1 point by Shane Kerrison. New youngster who we first saw during the week. So Greg Phillips back into play once again, and that's a lovely kick straight down the middle. Purser from behind, forced on the defensive. Wallace tried to tap it forward, couldn't do so, and the umpire will come in and take charge. Umpires Carey and Robinson in charge of proceedings today here at the Western Oval in front of a good crowd in ideal football conditions. Here's the bounce again. Purser with a height advantage. Steve MacPherson soccers one off the ground, gathers plenty of height. Williams tapped it down to his teammate in Shaw. He goes up towards centre wing. Wallace is there. Almost ran into Kellett, who can't pick it up. And eventually Collingwood could get out of trouble. Shaw, going to be free kick. Well, Matthews put him in last week, and he had something like 30 possessions, and he started well today. Mullane. Forward of centre. Collingwood for the first time into their attacking zone. Taylor and Kennedy's going to be a great duel. Shaw waiting down again. A fit of the fumbles, couldn't pick it up. Scooped forward towards the boundary line. First to pick it up will be Abernethy. Hurried kick, blind kick, straight down the throat of Brad Hardy.
So Brad Hardy, almost on the half-back line, floats the kick towards the wing. Williams punches the ball away. So it might be a chance for Footscray as Wallace is first on the scene. Well tackled, loses possession. Smith is there for Collingwood. Got it out to Gary Shaw. A hand pass towards Abernethy, who gathers it well. Shows a good turn of speed. Puts a long kick down. Taylor and Kennedy. Kennedy at the back. Almost a good judged mark. But Kennedy, after juggling it 3 times, had it tapped away. And the first score on the board for Collingwood rushed through for 1 point.
Just over 9 minutes played. First term here at the Western Oval. And it should be a great game of footy, this one. Kennedy long to the outer side, and Douglas The Joker takes it. Hawkins up towards the centre wing. Saw the loose man up there in MacPherson. Play on is the call to half forward. So once again, Hawkins will have another shot at repelling the attack. Back in towards the centre, straight down the throat of Abernethy. Bruce's kick to half forward. Here's a chance for the Pies. McKeown is paid and will have a shot from 25 metres out directly in front.
Yes, well, it wasn't good play by Doug Hawkins to come across the ground. When you're kicking with the breeze, there's no reason at all to do a short pass across the ground when it wasn't to anybody in particular anyway. So he should have gone long and direct as McKeown goes towards goal. A nice looking kick. Collingwood go to 1 goal 1. Footscray 1 goal 5. So a 4-point margin to Footscray. 10.5 minutes into the first term.
Who was your selection, Bob, in this game?
I went for Footscray. Sandy, how about you?
I went for Footscray too.
Collingwood started off pretty well though after 10 minutes of play, 10.5 minutes of play to be only 4 points down, but Footscray have done all of the attacking so far. That's Collingwood with 1 goal 1 on the board.
Centre bounce once again. Fellows with this mighty run up against Purser, who just has to prop underneath the football, but there's an infringement in the square. It'll go the way of Fellows, and so Collingwood will go into attack once again. Big Fellow's done a good job this season. A long kick. Taylor, Kennedy, Williams all up. Waiting down is the little fella in Dickson. He's going to go! He has goal! Dickson's kicked his first, Collingwood second, and the Pies have hit the front on Seven's big lead.
It's a lovely piece of play there by Dickson. A very dangerous player. Last year he started off in great style. It's on Sandy across the ground, and I think that started with Steve MacPherson and Burgess. They were niggling each other back behind play, and I was watching Dickson kick that goal, so I really don't know what happened after that. But Jamie Turner's lost his boot.
Still come up laughing. Anyway, let's see.
Not often when there's a bit of a fisticuffs that you lose your boots.
It depends what you're doing. Let's see what happens from the centre bounce then. I don't know whether Jamie was laughing or crying, actually. He did lose it. Let's see what happens. Fellows, no one wins it decisively out of the middle. An opportunity for Shaw, almost got his head ripped off and will be free. Prolific kick winner to the half-forward line. McKeown is the target. Can't quite take it. Cloak can paddle it forward towards Dickson. He could have too much pace for Hardy, but he falls at the critical stage. Hawkins made the critical error of trying to soccer it off the ground. It opened the path up towards Williams, who forces it down. Taken by Dickson. He has a snap at goal and puts it through for his second. What a goal.
Lovely piece of football there, and I think if you could watch the replay over and over again, Dickson showed just what should be done. He was beaten for it in the first place by Brad Hardy. He kept at it. He missed it again, and then the play went on, and eventually the ball came out to Dickson, and a wonderful piece of play by young Dickson.
Centre bounce. Collingwood running hot with a couple of quick goals. Again, Purser, a mighty thump down towards half forward. Morwood comes to meet it. Edged out by Cordy. Oh, Angelo. Steadies. Goes with a left foot pass. Beasley out in front of Greg Phillips, and he takes a mark. But a beautiful pass by Little Hi-Ho.
It certainly was, Sandy. He took that little bit longer than one might have expected him to. He really had a deliberate look and waited to see which way Beasley was going to lead. Phillips went the wrong way, and Petraglia put it right onto the chest virtually of his teammate.
30 metres out. Phillips slips, recovers, Beasley shoots and goes. So Footscray record their second to trail by 2 points. 2-5, plays 3-1 and a great start to this game on Seven's big lead.
Petraglia has been a busy player out there. He's been in the thick of things. 2 kicks and a handball, and he's doing his job on the half-forward flank. Approaching the 14.5 minute mark of the first term, 17-19 in favour of Collingwood, but Collingwood kicking to the end, which is not favoured by the Breeds. There's the board, 2 points in favour of Collingwood. Fellows gets the tap. It's intercepted by Rod MacPherson. Purser comes through. Gets a hand pass towards Hawkins. Hawkins copped the push in the back and will take the free kick. Hand passes immediately to Wallace. Wallace with a piece of shepherding by Purser is able to go forward. Phillips in the way. No. Comes out to Morwood. The hand pass to Smith. And Collingwood taking the ball out of the defensive zone with a well-placed kick from Smith. Turner couldn't take the mark. Neville Shaw's there. The hand pass comes out. It's taken by Turner. Turner's kick smothered off the boot, but it comes towards Abernathy. Abernathy looks for Williams. He's in the position. A well-placed kick from Abernathy, and that goes to his co-South Australian. And so Williams now with the kick 35 metres out directly in front.
So as a choking Bob Skilton tries to recover. Let's have a look at the son of Foster Williams shoot for goal. Oh, Marcus off target, 1 point.
What were you saying, Sandy? He's a South Australian.
So another point goes on the board to the Pies. 3-2-20. 3-point break over Footscray, 2-5-17. Almost 16 minutes played, first term. And look at that prodigious torque from Kennedy, almost down to the centre. Burgess couldn't take it. MacPherson can. Across to Hawkins, and now Jepp steadies with the left foot up towards the half-forward line. Sewell comes out. Is he going to be paid? And he is. Well, they've really opened it up now for Beasley and Phillips down there. Long is the kick. Beasley from behind. Phillips using strength. Beasley, but caught. Was he too high? No, play on is the call. Picked up by Cordy. Fires and goal, but he's off target. Bobby, you may well ask the question, where was the handball?
We had the little fella there, Sandy. Petraglia was ready for the handball, and you'd always trust a small player to have a better shot at goal.
Speaker Skilton. So Greg Phillips brings it back into play. 2 points the difference. This could be a great game of footy, this one. Straight down the middle. Abernathy spoiling from behind. Wallace is there for Footscray, beautifully tackled by his opponent Turner. Gary Shaw picks up now. Shaw steadies, he's clear.
We kick upfield. I'm just looking at the wind sock, Sandy. I wouldn't be surprised if that wind has dropped a bit.
Well, could be right.
He got upfield, Sandy. He's decided that it was before the kick.
Taken it back, and it'll go back to Gary Shaw right in the centre of the ground.
So Gary Shaw towards half forward. Williams in the front position. It's punched away by Jepp. Abernathy first on the scene. A long kick up towards the square. Hit the post. A nice kick by Abernathy, and he's doing quite well so far.
5 kicks, had a good start. 3-3 plays 2-6.
Abernathy and Daniels, the 2 number 5s. This time we see Rod MacPherson making position. Too long to kick it, and Taylor came across. The loose kick was picked up by Cloak. Dickson's there. Takes the mark, hand pass across to Gary Shaw. Off the left side of the boot it goes, and the golden opportunity goes begging as Gary Shaw brings up 1 point. Murray Rance, Gary Shaw, Rod MacPherson coming across. 4 points the margin in favour of Collingwood. There's another lovely kick, comes from full back by Kennedy. It'll be touched just before the line, and so a throw-in to take place. Half forward flank for Collingwood.
We're in the 19th minute of the first term here at the Western Oval. Williams comes over the top, close to the boundary line once again. MacPherson keeps it in play. He hooks it over his shoulder rod, back towards Hawkins, but he's beaten on this occasion by Mullane. Darren Mullane, one of the real goers for the Magpies, up towards half forward. Taylor's the target. Kennedy comes over the top, effects the spoil. Taken away by Rance, gives it across to McGuinness. Held whilst not in possession, but he'd pushed it over the line, and so another throw-in to take place.
The throw-in midway between forward pocket and half forward flank for Collingwood. Cloak in the front position. Rance coming from behind. A clear tap. Rance picks it up, but not before the umpire has decided, I'll bounce it. And the bounce to take place. Half forward flank for Collingwood. 22-18. 19 minutes into the first turn. Cloak gets a tap. Williams comes through. Cannot get clear. A pack again forming, and there's no choice for the umpire but to bounce it once again. Still in an identical position to the previous bounce. Big pack of players around the bounce. looks like MacPherson put the ball forward, right up from the back pocket. Must have come up the ground with McGuinness, and so we find Neville Shaw now. Shaw makes the distance, but not, he doesn't make the accuracy. He's out of bounds on the foot. Well, the breeze has swung around a little bit. Footscray had all of the play early in the quarter, but once Collingwood has settled down, they have done extremely well. And that's not to say it'll happen in the second term, because it's amazing out here at the Western Oval how teams seem to do well against the breeze.
Here's the throw in. Shaw, that was Neville, up towards the right forward pocket and again over the line. Both sides so determined, each having one win for the season.
Hardy has been taken away from Dickson, Sandy, and Hardy now on a half-back flank picking up Neville Shaw.
Throw in again. Cloak. Hardy, as Bobby mentioned. Oh, he's slewed it off the side of the boot, but he's still going to have plenty of support here. In fact, Kellett can take the handball if he likes, or he can open it up for McGuinness. He's under pressure, steadies, gets clear, up towards half forward. Brian Royal, used the body nicely, is clear, has no support, so he's got to kick up over the top of Phillips to Beasley, just too high, and it drifts across the face of goal and out of bounds.
I noticed that MacPherson is coming on and off the ball with McGuinness, and so Tony Shaw going everywhere that Royal goes.
McGuinness is doing some roving, Bob, is he?
Yes, he is, Sandy.
Especially cheerio to Pete. Here's the kick, Phillips. Hurriedly, the bounce. Purser, oh, he could have got it across to MacPherson or Hawkins. He goes wide into Petraglia, back to Hawkins, who steadies. Fires in towards goal, Douglas, and Beasley at the back. It drifts over the top, touches the one.
Yes, well, Beasley had to go for that mark, Sandy. There was no way that he was able to shepherd it through. He was too far out into the square and had to try and take the mark. 1 point the result. 2-7 to 3-4. 9 shots to 7. A good effort by Collingwood into this breeze. Purser almost took the mark. And Wayne tapped it out. A throw according to the umpire. Well, I disagree, Sandy.
You've got to use both hands.
Why? He had never taken possession of the ball. He tapped it on. I disagree with the umpire.
He came second.
Morwood. No, the free kick has been found. It'll go to Footscray. Phillips not very happy, but I feel that Sewell will come out with the free kick. And Sewell put the first goal on the board. And he is well within scoring range. He's only 30 metres out, directly in front. So Jim Sewell. Sewell's kick. He's hooked it. And one more point goes on the board. So that's 2 goals, 8. 20 points to 3-4, 22.
Kicking it away. It's great at the moment. Set shots like that should not be missed. So Greg Phillips again, kicking out beautifully. Out of the big pack emerges a hurried kick from MacPherson down towards full forward. Taken away, however, by the youngster in Kerrison. Back towards the centre of the ground. No mark taken. Now a chance for the Pies if they can push it clear. They can't. Kellett puts his body over the ball. And he was pushed, said the umpire. So...
When they fall on it, Sandy, I wouldn't play.
I know, yeah, but he has. Kellett takes it, gives the handball across, and they're out of trouble once again as Baxter's kick goes to the half-forward line, pushed towards the boundary line by Burgess. Now, was it a throw?
Well, it was if the other one was.
What, they used one hand. He's got 15 metres and he's got a free kick, and it's Burgess who'll take it from half-back. Put the Pies out of danger for the moment. Up towards Cloak. Should have taken it, but didn't. Turner, clear. Now the bounce, it could almost favour Kennedy here. It does, and he just wanders towards it. Ambles away with the left foot, does Rick. Over the head of Baxter it goes. Taken by Dickson. Gets a hurried kick, but well smothered by McGuinness, who pushes it towards the line. And that's where it goes over. So another throw-in to take place. We're seconds away from entering time on in the first term. And at the moment, Collingwood hold a 2-point lead.
Cloak against Purser. Purser in the front position. Gets a slight tap, no real direction with it. McGuinness picks the ball up. McGuinness puts a long kick towards half forward. Fellows at the back though takes a timely mark. Hand passes immediately to Shane Morwood. Morwood coming across towards half back, puts it in towards the centre, and Turner doesn't take the mark. I thought should have gotten the free kick though. Kicked off the ground by Tony Shaw. Rod MacPherson picks it up well. A good tackle by Tony Shaw. Causes the poor kick that comes out now. Abernathy picks it up for Collingwood. Drives it towards half forward. Cullen in the front position. McKeown from behind. McKeown comes out with the ball. Gets a hand pass towards Williams. Good players. Williams will put it on now. Neville Shaw comes through for Collingwood. Can't gather it in. Taps it on to McKeown. Over to Williams. Williams under pressure. Gets a hand pass in. McKeown and McGuinness. McKeown tries to tap it on but goes to the wrong player. And it's Purser who comes out with it. Purser's kick smothered. MacPherson, Rod MacPherson that is, was held when not in possession. Jamie Turner comes through. So too does Steve Wallace. Wallace's kick floats towards the centre of the ground and Cordy takes it. No, he's not being paid. Tony Shaw's held when not in possession. And the umpire decides it's time for a bounce.
So a frantic passage of play. No score, but plenty of pressure on from both sides. Here's the bounce. We're into time on. First term. Purser and Fellows. Kerrison, Wallace. Royal at the bottom, is it?
Poor tackle, Sandy.
Yeah. And the little Carpenter will take the free kick from centre wing. Well, he plays on. Swing onto the left foot. Up towards half forward. Out comes Beasley. Play on. Did not mark it. Mullane gets the handball away. Gayford goes with another long one. It's a poor one. Straight to Hawkins. Hawkins across to Purser. Purser short to half forward, but Tony Shaw is there to take the mark. Beasley gets him, but not before he gets his kick. Over the head of Gary Shaw. Hawkins is there. Hawkins props. Body over the ball. Scoots it clear to Purser. He can steady now. Shoot longer. Up towards half forward. Burgess doing plenty of leaning on MacPherson. He's in front. Was he pushed? No, said the umpire. I'll let it go. And now I'll come in and have a bounce.
So the bounce will take place short of our half forward, going midway between half forward flank and forward pocket for Footscray, with Footscray trailing by 2 points after 27 minutes of play in the first term, and Footscray would not be happy because they have had the aid of the breeze. Gary Shaw off the side of the boot. Hawkins is the player in position to take a timely mark. Now, too many players down on the Footscray forward line. And Simon Beasley has only one boot on, but they've found a loose man anyway, but it's not a good place to put it out there, and kicking from that side is normally not good on this ground, as Daniels now floats it forward. Won't make the distance. Beasley up from behind. Phillips coming through, taps it through for 1 point. So a rush point to Footscray, put through by Greg Phillips, the Collingwood full-back. And so Phillips will be quite happy to take his time putting it back into play, because Footscray are kicking with the breeze. A lovely kick from Phillips. He's kicked in well so far as Cloak got the tap over the back. Abernathy gets it out to Williams. Williams looks for Taylor. It's Taylor and Kennedy. Oh, holding the man should be to Taylor. And Kennedy was hanging on to Taylor. And so Brian Taylor will take the kick from directly in front, 35 metres out.
Critical kick, Robert, into time on by some 3 minutes.
Yes, I'm sure that Lee Matthews would love to turn 7 points up at three-quarter time after kicking into the breeze.
Yep, let's see what he can do.
Quarter time, I mean, Sandy.
Taylor floating a flat-looking drop punt.
Well, that's the breeze here, Sandy.
Just drifting it across, and it's pushed wide. 1 point over.
Not easy to kick at goals when there's a breeze blowing out here at the Western Oval.
That many times in the pocket, have you?
Only once in my career I've ever been here when it hasn't been blowing, Sandy.
The kick back into play once again by Kennedy. At the back is Gary Shaw. Looks for the lightning handball. Cloak does it quickly. Back towards Taylor and Kennedy again, but it's too wide for them. It'll go over the line and out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
Sandy, I didn't realise how biased some pressmen can be about their football.
Well, obviously there's only standing room left in the actual press room, and a number of them have come up and joined us, and I must say it's a delight to have them because they enjoyed a wonderful lunch. There's still considerable debate going on over the meat, but let's watch Gary Shaw
Smothered off the boot. Neville Shaw picks it up, a chance of a score. Neville Shaw snaps towards goal. It goes across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full. No score from that. Rick Kennedy, the Footscray skipper, puts it wide, looking for Rance. No, it's Baxter. Baxter on the half-back flank. Puts it over the wing. Morwood in position to take a nice mark.
So Morwood at centre wing. 30 minutes played, first term, close to siren time. Looking for Cloak. They gave a nudge. Play on is the call. Daniels at the back. He's had one kick to date, and we won't credit him with one there. And a bounce to take place. Very enthusiastic crowd. Person misses it. Rants away as the siren sounds. He's tackled by Shane Kerrison. And at quarter time, after a fascinating first term, Collingwood 3-5-23, leading Footscray 2-9.
Second quarter about to begin at the Western Oval. From the bounce. Turner taps it on. Neville Shaw puts a long kick down the ground. Cloak can't quite take the mark. Under good pressure from Rance. Rance tries to tap the ball forward. Dickson stood his ground well. Kennedy comes out at the back as Taylor. No, but a free kick has gone the way of Kennedy. So good play by Kennedy. He took the gamble and it came off as he puts it wide. Baxter was given him the lead and Baxter takes the mark across the half-back line. Darren Baxter with a hand pass across to Daniels. Daniels goes short. Callett's there. Callett will give the hand pass on to Jepp. Jepp takes possession from the centre wing. Puts it towards half forward. Morwood in the front position and the mark has been taken by Shane Morwood. So Morwood across the half-back line. In fact, short of half-back. Morwood. Williams taps the ball on. Jepp leading in the race for the ball. Shaw coming through. Gary Shaw, that is. Pushes him down after he got rid of the ball. And so Tim Jepp will take the free kick for Footscray. Jepp playing his first game for Footscray after coming from Richmond. The hand pass to Hawkins. It's over the line, though. And so a throw-in will take place. It was touched by Rod MacPherson. Would have bounced anyway, I do believe. So from the throw-in, Fellows and Purser. Purser gets the tap down. Loose ball. I don't know how it came out from there, but Tony Shaw couldn't gain possession. So the throw-in to take place. Centre wing, outer side of the ground.
2-9 plays 3-5 on Sevens Big League. Purser from behind. No effective kick away. And eventually socket off the ground. An important quarter, particularly for Footscray, who couldn't get their kicking boot on in that first term. And they've got to see if they can put it ahead of them now in this quarter. Gaffer over the line and another throw-in. Throw in again. MacPherson waits at the back. Gaffer tries to get it clear. Does so to Tony Shaw. Shaw further afield towards Smith. A hurried kick up towards centre wing. Oh, Hawkins missed it, but he does have backup support in the form of Purser. But his kick high, wide, and not very handsome. Out of bounds on the full.
So the kick will be taken by Shane Morwood of Collingwood. Half-back flank, right on the boundary line naturally because it went out of bounds on the full. Kick from Morwood. That's a nice kick. No mark taken. Jepp first there. Williams came in for Collingwood. Couldn't get boot to ball, but he's been tackled too high. And so Mark Williams takes the kick, much to the delight of the Collingwood fans. A high, long kick from Williams in towards half forward. Wallace of Footscray comes out with the ball and goes wide. Williams, yes, takes the mark. A quick hand pass to Tony Shaw. Likewise to Mullane. Mullane's kick drops short. Neville Shaw picks the ball up. Neville Shaw's kick wide and long. Taylor couldn't take the mark. Tapped out to Hardy by Rance. A good piece of defensive work. Hardy's kick comes back. Mullane couldn't take it. It's picked up by Tony Shaw. Loses possession. Over the boundary line it goes. And a throw-in to take place on half-forward flank.
23 plays 21. 2 points the margin. 3.5 minutes played, second term. Tony McGuinness, a hurried kick up towards centre wing. Tony Burgess. Back towards half forward once again. Cloak tries to whip it over the back. Hardy could be first to this, or will he be beaten by Neville Shaw? Pushes the ball along in front, then they bottle it up. And so a bounce to take place some 40 metres out from the Collingwood scoring zone.
Good play by Hardy there, Sandy, to just trap it and make sure that Shaw couldn't get it away.
Here's the bounce. Ball up. Choosing. Purser wins it. A hurried kick by Daniels down towards the half back line. It goes over the line, and so another throw in.
Person onto the wing against Abernathy, and so Daniels onto the ball.
Yep. Abernathy proving pretty strong in that first quarter. At the back is Rance. He's waiting for it to come out now. It goes straight through his legs when he gets the opportunity, and the umpire will again come in for a bounce with Mark Williams on the bottom of the pack.
Hawkins and Mullane staying on the same side of the ground. And that would be a move by Footscray as the ball comes up. And Taylor once again behind, so Rick Kennedy takes the mark. Kennedy, Footscray skipper, goes short, finds Daniels. Daniels plays on immediately. A nice piece of shepherding by McGuinness allows Daniels to put the ball in towards the centre. Cordy punches it away. Good play by Graham Cordy, which allows Wallace to drive it towards half forward. Tony Shaw coming across, taps it forward. Petraglia comes across the front, overrunning it is Royal. Petraglia picks it up, gets it back towards Royal. Royal runs his full distance, goes across the ground. There's 3 Footscray players. McGuinness picks it up into the open goal. He goes, he's hooked it. And 1 point the result. A golden opportunity goes begging. So Greg Phillips will put the ball back into play. Tony McGuinness not looking happy with himself. Greg Phillips, straight down the centre of the ground. Morwood and Cordy. No one takes the mark. Smith gets one in the back, and he will take the free kick. You don't agree, Sam?
I'm not. I'm swatting flies. It's amazing this altitude, how many of them get up here.
I'm glad you're not an umpire, Sandy. There's Greg Smith. Puts it wide across the ground. Fellows takes the mark. Too tall for Wallace. There wasn't much that Wallace could do there.
Now, isn't that time wasting?
Well,
I mean, someone was reported yesterday for time wasting, doing exactly that.
You can't report them all, Sandy. Well, the longest night of all times.
I mean, but let's have some form of consistency. To half forward, and it's Pele stuff at the moment. Tony Burgess goes for a thump. Rod MacPherson gets it clear to Baxter. Baxter, a hurried kick up towards the half forward line, and Tony Shaw
in the back,
gave a nudge. He did give a nudge. Right, and lost it. So out comes Sewell. Possibly too far out to score.
Collingwood fans are not too wrapped in these umpires. Peter Simonovic has gone very quiet.
Beasley, it's a shocking kick. Beasley needs support. Petraglia is there. He was held.
Holding the man.
And he's not going to be free kicked. So a bounce to take place. 20 metres out. Footscray's scoring zone, and they trail, as they have done for the bulk of the game.
Throwing it up, Sandy.
Yep.
And the ground obviously not quite
wetter
as
than
good
we
as
think.
it looks.
Yeah. Because it does look in tip-top condition.
Another bounce or throw up to take place. Umpire Robinson throws it up. Fellows into the back of his opponent. Gets away with it though. Gary Shaw looking for the free kick, and I think Ian Robinson's falling for it. Gary Shaw from the back pocket. No leads, no short players, so he goes long towards the centre. Cloak in the front position. First to come over the top. Turner roves it well. Puts a kick forward. Dickson uses his body, but Jep's first on the scene for Footscray. The hand pass towards Kellett. Kellett goes short. A poor kick from Kellett though. It runs over the head of Abernathy. Petraglia gets a long kick up forward. Graham Cordy's there. Cordy's kick up towards the forward pocket. Fellows comes out. Goes the wrong way, but takes the gamble and it comes off. As Fellows, it might not come off. He's gone straight. Did not have a look, and Hawkins is there. Across towards half forward, and Purser takes the mark. Oh, the typical ruckman's kick, Sandy.
Oh, dear.
Once again, the ruckman not looking, and Morwood takes it.
President of the Rovers Club, R.J. Skilton. Hawkins again. Now this time you might go long, Doug. No, you'll give it to Brad Hardy. And he'll get caught. Not pinged, across to McGuinness. Onto the left foot, he's missed one, he's hooked it into the square, and he's got there, I think. No.
The goal?
He has. So Tony McGuinness records Footscray's first for the term. And it's 3-10. 3-5 on Sevens Big League.
Yes, nice piece of play by Tony McGuinness, and I do notice that MacPherson is not with McGuinness now. Greg Smith has been taken away from Petraglia. Might have happened quarter time, but MacPherson going everywhere that Petraglia goes now, because Petraglia was quite dangerous. Person gets the tap down. Abernathy comes through. The hand pass from Abernathy towards McKeown. Took his eye off the ball, and so Petraglia picks it up. Well smothered by Kerrison. He goes after it again. Shows a good turn of speed. Hardy in pursuit. Kerrison taps it on and will get the free kick. Hardy realising that Kerrison would have run away from him and picked the ball up, so it was good play by Hardy nonetheless. Kerrison wide on the half-forward flank. Kerrison's kick in towards half-forward. Taylor! Brian Taylor takes his first mark of the day, and within kicking distance, a well-judged mark to Taylor. There's the distance. It's around about 35 metres, and Brian Taylor. McLean getting ready to come on for Footscray. As Taylor goes goalward. Goal umpire moves across and indicates that Taylor puts 1 point on the board. And that point takes Collingwood to 3-6-24, with Footscray 3-10-28. As McLean getting ready to come on, it's taken by Neville Shaw. Off the side of the boot, Rod MacPherson does well. It would have been a 15-metre penalty. MacPherson got the hand pass to Baxter, who goes wide to Wallace. Wallace now puts a long kick. Daniels is the player to come off for Footscray, with McLean to come on. But it's been paid as Daniel comes off the ground, and we see Steve MacPherson go towards half forward. Greg Smith missed it. McGuinness picks it up. The hand pass comes out. Kellett gets a favourable bounce. Kellett goes goalward. No, he comes across the face. But Beasley in position, takes the mark. So Simon Beasley, a 15-metre penalty being paid against Greg Phillips. A little harsh, I do believe.
Greg Smith in trouble behind play. I think he might have perhaps copped one a little low.
And it's Beasley now in the goal square, so he should have no trouble bringing up his second goal.
He has, and the Dogs move to 4-10, leading Collingwood 3-6 on Sevens Big League.
It's a nice piece of play by Footscray, and they're doing better into the breeze. And although the breeze is going straight across the ground, I do believe now, Sandy, it's swung around. If you look at the windsock, we can't see it on camera, but nonetheless, I'd still prefer to be kicking the scoreboard into the ground.
Centre bounce once again. 12.5 minutes played, second term. A 10-point margin favouring the Bulldogs. Fellows and Purser over the top of Williams, down to Shaw. That's Tony. Out wider to Neville. Scoots clear, but kicks down in towards that right forward pocket. Kennedy out in front of Taylor.
Oh, that's stupid. That's schoolboy stuff.
Giving away the free kick, I don't think any more can be said. Kennedy does it easily. Up towards centre wing. Burgess played across to Williams, is good football, finding Abernathy. Cloak, too much height. Has it? Play on is the call. Play on. But now he says the ball was held and will have a bounce. You think he marked it, Bob?
Hard to say, Sandy. He was behind, and if the player in front has touched it first, then he must get the benefit.
Here's the bounce. It's a poor one. Won by McKeown. Down to Neville, sure he can goal here, and he does. So the Pies record their fourth. 4-6-30, trailing Footscray by 4 points on Sevens Big League.
The badly needed goal by Collingwood there. As Ron McKeown tapped the ball on, and happy Collingwood fans, but still not happy because Footscray are 4 points in front, 34-30. 13, almost 14 minutes have gone of the second term. As you said at quarter time, Sandy, you can score at both ends of the ground.
There's the centre bounce again. Fellows with that mighty run. Purser stands underneath the football and goes straight down the throat of Tony Shaw. Up to half forward. Who's waiting down? No one. Jep is over the top. It's well bottled up there by Baxter at the bottom, and the bounce will take place. Danger signs are up though. Cloak trying to surge his way through. Gary Shaw trying to get the handball out. It was Neville. Taylor uses the body. They've still got play in Dickson. A hurried left foot snap goes across the face of goal. Kellett is there. Can he get clear of McKeown? Struggles to. Gets it to Hardy. Hardy's clear. Stammers his way across the back pocket. Then goes to the outer side where he finds Hawkins.
Yes, a nice piece of play. And Hardy going to the right side of the ground. He could easily have come out and taken the easy way and come to the attacking side. To put it across, but now the loose ball picked up. Good play by Williams. Sees Tony Shaw, Gary Shaw I should say, able to put the ball up high. Kennedy punches it away. Good defensive work by Kennedy. Over the boundary line it goes, and so a throw-in to take place about 5 metres around from the behind post. Forward pocket for Collingwood. Number 1 Purser, number 33 Cloak. Purser gets the tap. Puts it wide. Royal takes it away for Footscray. Swings it across, looking for Rance. Picks it up well. Murray Rance now. Across towards the wing. McGuinness leading Smith in the race for the ball. Taps it over the back. Pack forming. The hand pass comes to Williams. To Smith. Smith towards half forward. Cloak waiting there. Takes an easy mark. David Cloak at centre half forward. Cloak would really have to get onto this one to be able to score, but he's directly in front. Cloak's kick in towards the square. Taylor pushes his opponent away and pays the penalty. Why he does not get in front. Hand passes wide. Kennedy to Royal. Royal to the half-back flank. Hawkins at the back. Taps it on. Goes after it again. Hawkins doing well in this term. Comes across the ground to Rance. Rance getting away from Cloak. Rance has plenty of time to steady. Drives it long towards half forward. MacPherson picks the ball up. Hooks it in towards the centre. A bad bounce for Abernathy. Sees it come out to Rod MacPherson. The hand pass to McLean. McLean comes towards half forward. His hand pass puts Petraglia under pressure. Across to Sewell. Sewell full of it. Doesn't give too high. Too wide for McGuinness. A poor hand pass. And a goal chance coming begging.
What's wrong with the boot?
You better ask Jim Sewell. Sewell now competing in the ruck against Fellows. Fellows gets the ball down. Cordy coming through. Lost it. A pack forms. And the umpire, Peter Carey, decides it's time for a bounce. Forward pocket for Footscray. With Footscray 4:10:34. Collingwood 4:6:30. 17.5 minutes into the second term.
Here's the bounce. Kerrison chasing. McGuinness through but without it. Socket off the ground. Down towards the half-back line. Neville, Shaw, Brad, Hardy. Hardy body over the ball and another bounce. 18 minutes played. Nothing in this game at the moment. So important for both sides. Sewell, I wondered whether he wanted it. Now he does, out to Steve MacPherson. Tries to get it further afield. Back with him again. He's still got it, Steve. Hooks it over his shoulder now. Beasley and Phillips. Beasley taps it. Phillips taps it clear. Hardy taken out of it. Pushed wide towards the line. And eventually they follow it up to get it out of trouble. It'll finish with Tony Shaw. He can go across the top again. Wider still. It was Phillips who followed, played out. He's still going. He's at centre wing. And the free kick will go back to Gary Shaw.
Good play by Phillips, Danny.
Yep. Well, he covered 150 metres following that football down.
Must be a pretty long oval, this one.
He's a South Australian boy. Turner. Burgess. Clear. Steadies. Out come Taylor. Cloak. Kennedy. Rance. No one able to take it. Waiting down is Wallace. And the Dogs again are able to repel the attack. Back in towards the centre of the ground. A chance there for Jeff. He's got runners. And he uses Brian Royal, who steadies. Fires up towards Beasley and Phillips again. Phillips spoils well. Morwood and McGuinness now challenging. McGuinness too much pace. Good shepherding, sees him clear. Caught, but he gets it away. Back to Jeff. Jeff's hurried kick to half forward. Beasley and MacPherson at the back. Can't take the mark. Smith searches his way clear and the Pies are out of trouble.
It's Greg Smith now. Goes out wide towards the wing. Could almost have been a free kick to Tony Shaw as Hawkins came across, but Tony Shaw wins the ball out anyway from centre wing. Shaw hooks it across. McKeown from the back. Couldn't quite hold it. Up high he was. As we find Jeff coming through. The short pass from Jeff finds Brian Royal. Royal gets around that. Yes. A hand pass onto Cordy. Cordy tackle, loses it, then gets through to ball. Up high it comes. A bad bounce for Burgess. Comes out to MacPherson. A snap towards the square. Beasley. No, drops the mark. Simon Beasley just could not hold it. Now he probably says I should have let it bounce, then it probably would have bounced backwards.
It's a leg break. Jim Hicks would have turned that far. 4-11 plays 4-6. Greg Phillips again. Kicking out. Oh, there's a decent old shove. Not extremely subtle, that one, and Shane Morwood will take the free kick.
Now Morwood at half back. Not a good kick from Morwood. Tony Shaw has the ball punched away by Jep. Royal picks it up. The tackle too high against Royal, and he will take the free kick. So Brian Royal playing an excellent quarter of football. 6 kicks for this quarter, 10 for the game. As a lovely mark is taken by Shane Morwood. Morwood has time for a bounce. Then the hand pass. Tony Shaw under all sorts of pressure. Why? This is unbelievable. As the hand pass now comes from Jep to MacPherson, to McLean, I should say. Royal to half forward. It's all Footscray and McGuinness takes the mark. Tony McGuinness at centre half forward. McGuinness should have the shot at goal. Not a bad kicker for football. Tony McGuinness, a lovely looking kick. There it is. Full points to Tony McGuinness. His second goal. 2 for the quarter to Tony McGuinness. And being allowed off the leash a little bit today, and I think relishing it.
5-11 plays 4-6 in Sevens Big League. As Bobby said, Tony McGuinness 2 goals for the quarter. And the Dogs move to an 11-point lead. Collingwood making a change. Ronnie McKeown coming off and Mark Beers onto the ground, but will stay with the centre backs. And from it, McLean, leg. Tony Shaw straight to Beers, and how's that for being put under pressure? Bang, caught. To half forward, Cordy, clear. Still battling. Support now from MacPherson, out in front of Royal. Bad bounce for the Carpenter, and he gets legged and he gets pinged for holding the ball. So Bruce Abernethy, who had a busy first term.
He was quiet in this term. MacPherson's quieting him down.
He has, Bobby. Back towards the centre of the ground. Cloak. Mullane at the bottom. And with him is Murray Rance. And a bounce to take place. Good, tight, hard football this we're watching. Hope you're enjoying it on 7 Big. Purser came over the top, taken by Hawkins. The bounce. Favour Smith. Short, but straight to Person. How did he play on? He can't get away from Neville Short. Yes, it was touched. Nevertheless, this opens up the way now. Here goes Hawkins as he spears one in towards half forward. Out comes Beasley. With him is Phillips. Phillips does well to snare the ball. Across to Turner. Turner finds Abernethy. Collingwood out of trouble again.
In towards the centre. Neville Shaw thought about playing on, but then Purser coming in to cut that off. Neville Shaw comes across the ground. Greg Smith has come right down from the back pocket. Smith goes long, looking for Taylor. Taylor and Kennedy. Taylor dropped the mark. Kennedy and Taylor still competing for it. The pack forms and a bounce will take place. Well, Brian Taylor should have taken that mark. The bounce will take place in the forward pocket for Collingwood, with Collingwood trailing by 11 points. 41-30, 24 minutes into the second term. Cloak wins a tap. Hardy comes out, caught one too high, and Brad Hardy will relieve the pressure for Footscray. Hardy going to the defensive side of the ground. Wallace is out there. So too Tony Shaw. At the back, Abernathy. Kicked off the ground. Coming after it is MacPherson. MacPherson, Wallace, Abernathy's there. And the Collingwood player who dived in underneath with good play was Tony Shaw. Not unusual to see Tony Shaw on the bottom of a pack. Cloak grabbed it. Abernathy's short kick. Wallace couldn't take possession as we find Petraglia picks the ball up. Up towards centre wing, a shocking kick. Finds Gary Shaw. He hand passes across and Greg Smith now puts it down looking for Taylor. Taylor brings the ball down, goes after it. Baxter's in there for Footscray. It's picked up by Taylor. His hand pass smothered. Beers trying to get it clear to Neville Shaw. Beers picked it up. No, the penalty against Collingwood, and it will be taken by Kennedy. Rick Kennedy.
Kick back towards the centre wing. Purser at the back of the pack, unable to take the mark. Mullane waiting down, but in the meantime, the whistle had sounded. The free kick to go to Moore. Oh, he kicks into the man on the mark. Going to butter up again for another attempt. Now he said it was legging, and Cordy will be the recipient of the free kick. Straight across to Dougie Hawkins. To the half-forward line at the back. And well and truly tackled. How much chance did he have, Brian Royal? A vice-like grip, and it's cost him the football and 15 metres. We're into time on by almost a minute. Footscray leading by 11 points. Wallace struggled to find form this year. Get on the track, just can't take it out onto the ground yet. No doubt it will come. Let's hope it does. McGuinness with pace, and he'll get the bounce. No, he won't. It's a shocker. Still in there battling for it. Petraglia comes in to lend support. Gary Shaw gets the handball out towards Abernathy, and Collingwood out of trouble again. On to Tony Shaw, back to Abbers. He steadies, fires one up towards Williams in the right half-forward flank. Plays on, goes goalwards with a long kick. Taylor and Kennedy, and it's Taylor who marks. A chance to make the margin just 5 points. BT has not goaled to date. It's been one of the great duels on this ground today. Rick Kennedy holding the honours at the moment. The drop punt from Brian Taylor. And he's goal. It's a very, very handy one for the Pies indeed. That's what they want, and they want a couple more. 5-6-36 trailing Footscray 5-11, 41 on 7's big league.
Nice mark. Good play between Bruce Abernathy, Tony Shaw. He got it down to Mark Williams, and Williams immediately playing on to hook it down and give Brian Taylor the opportunity of taking that mark. Purser against Fellows. There's the board. 5-11 to 5-6. 5 points, the margin in favour of Footscray. Purser wins a tap. Gary Shaw takes it. Full play on by the umpire. The loose ball comes towards Petraglia. He can't get it clear. Taps it out just as the umpire signalled that he would bounce the ball. The bounce about 70 metres away from the Footscray goal. No clear tap. Gary Shaw gets it. Couldn't get boot to ball. Rod MacPherson does. Cordy has it punched away by Morwood. Petraglia tried to tap it out. McLean runs straight into a pack of players. Petraglia's held and not in possession. And I thought that Angelo was harshly treated by the umpire. Kerrison trying to play on. And comes back to Shane Morwood, who hand passes to Gafer. Now it must come back again. I thought he was behind the mark that time.
They should get pencils out or get a rotary hoe and put a mark in there or something.
Morwood's kick towards half forward. Williams at the back. A hand pass over the top. Tap back by Kellett. Kick forward by Dickson. Beers gets it to Neville Shaw. His kick off the side of the boot. Running out towards the pocket. Abernathy, the hand pass towards Taylor.
Waited.
Baxter came through and it's kicked off the ground by Dickson for his third goal. 3 goals for Russell Dickson. Collingwood in front as the siren sounds, is it?
Yep, siren time.
Umpires haven't heard it, yes.
So half-time here at the Western Oval, and Collingwood 6-6 snare the lead over Footscray, 5-11-41.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy accessories, real footy supporters gear too, in all club colours and badges. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the VFL mark at leading stores.
Into the third quarter here at the Western Oval, and it's Collingwood by a point with that goal on the siren, and this is the vital term. Purser wins it from the centre. Can they take it away? Neville Shaw, the tackler. Hardy giving chase. Props over the ball and gets a free kick for a push in the back. So Brad Hardy at half-back. Morwood uses the body nicely. Can't complete the mark. Abernethy, a fine first quarter. McLean came on and is still there. Petraglia, a nice handball. Does it well. Now here's an opportunity for Cordy as he spears one in towards full forward, but Phillips is 5 metres in front of Beasley and takes an easy mark.
Phillips has done exceptionally well, Sandy. At Beasley, still with 2 on the board, but Phillips has played a great year for Collingwood. And he's kicked now, taken by Burgess. A little bit lucky, that one, as Burgess goes straight towards the centre. Punched away by Callett. Runs past McLean. Williams comes through. Kicks it off the ground. Tony Shaw's out there for Collingwood. Tapped it back. Picked up by Williams. Beers puts it across to Neville Shaw. Neville Shaw's kick smothered. He should have given a hand pass to Gary Shaw, and Hardy does brilliantly to smother it, then go on after it. Puts it out towards half forward. Steve MacPherson there, playing the ball in front of him. Tried to tap it to Hardy. Hardy scoops it up brilliantly. Who came on down the ground. Good play by Hardy, but a poor kick fails to finish it off, and it's taken by Darren Mullane.
Mullane on the half-back line, steadying things down for Collingwood. Centre wing, McLean at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Abernethy in over the pack, and a bounce to take place.
Royal and Gary Shaw having a few words. In football parlance, it's the bantamweights.
Big Andrew Purser and Wes Fellows just towering over the top, saying, come on boys, we're waiting on a bounce. Overcast conditions here at the Western Oval. Pretty good crowd. And a very tense match. A game that is so important. Wallace couldn't take it. It's pushed in towards the middle now. Here's a chance for Brian Royal as he scoots clear. Up towards half forward. Over the top for Beasley it goes. At the back, the hurried kick by Cordy, but he's well off target and just sneaking it in for one behind. So, Graham Cordy's contribution is 2 points out of Footscray's 5 goals, 12 to level the scores here at the 2.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
17 scoring shots to 12. Scores are level as Phillips goes wide. Rod MacPherson takes an easy mark. Plays on immediately. Comes towards centre half forward. At the back, Kerrison doesn't try and take it, but it could come off as Gary Shaw's there. He can't take it. Rod MacPherson gets one in the back, and he will take the free kick. So MacPherson about 20 metres closer to goal than his previous kick. Still out in the half forward line. Plays on. Puts it in towards the square. Beasley's there. It's stumped away by Morwood, and taking it through is Greg Smith. So one rush point to Footscray puts them in front by that much. 1 point.
No change in the breeze, Robert?
I think it's still, I would still rather be kicking to the end that Footscray are kicking at the moment, Sandy.
Phillips kick, straight down the middle. No mark taken. At the back is Abernethy. Support from Beers, across to Turner. Good football as the Pies go forward. Up towards half forward, and Dickson takes the mark. There's a one-out duel up forward if they want it. Taylor and Kennedy, and he's walked him back 15 metres.
Oh, Taylor took the mark too, Sandy.
Yep.
And maybe Kennedy relaxed once he knew that his was stopped.
Short And Beers is down in towards that
Neville Shaw.
half-forward area. He's got Neville Shaw 15 metres out from goal if he wanted him, but now Steve Wallace covers him up. So Beers will have to have a shot. Hasn't goaled to date, being used as an interchange player. In towards full forward and just over the top of the pack, and one behind only is recorded. So once again, scores are level here at the Western Oval. 5-13, plays 6-7.
Wind is really going across the ground, Sandy, and although I said I would rather be kicking to the end at which Footscray are kicking, you can still score at the other end of the ground as Hawkins tried to get it. Picked up by Williams, a high floating kick and a good mark taken by Callett. Callett now in the last line of defence for the Bulldogs. Puts it towards centre wing. And a nice mark. No, not paid to Fellows. Fellows taps it wide. Picked up by Wallace. His kick off the side of the boot. Favours McLean. Abernathy taps the ball away from McLean, and Abernathy does well to pick it up and drive it back towards half forward. Cloak from behind takes the mark. David Cloak. Taylor and Kennedy wrestling down forward. Taylor in the front. Tried to get the hand pass in, but it went to the opposition in Baxter. Baxter's kick, a shocker, straight out of bounds on the full, and it'll be taken by Tony Shaw. So Shaw, 50 metres from goal, drives it towards the square. Williams up, punches the ball away. Dickson racing after it, but it's through, and the one rush point to Collingwood takes them to a 1-point lead. 44-43. 5-13, 6-8, 6 minutes have gone in the third term here at the Western Oval.
Rick Kennedy bring the ball back into play. Short to the outer side. Could be dangerous. Turner couldn't take it. Shaw. Gary Shaw on the boundary line. Steadies. Fires towards Taylor, who does the shepherding, but it just hits the stump of the post and 1 point up. 2 points now in the margin, favouring the Maggies. Kennedy again to that outer side, this time going a little longer. Purser, well spoiled, over the top of Cloak it goes, a chance for Rance to clear with a sweeping handball. He does so. Rod McPherson's kick down towards Steve, close to the boundary line, but no, free kick for a push. And so McPherson takes it, plays on straight away, down towards Sewell. He's got the player running past. It's McPherson again. Will go longer this time. Beasley, McGuinness, Phillips. Who's going to be first to recover? It's Phillips who soccers off the ground. Petraglia, Shaw, Greg Phillips again. Oh, his handball went straight to Jepp. Jepp's under pressure, loses it, gets ripped off the football. The umpire will have a bounce.
I would have paid it to Tim Jepp, Sandy. From the bounce. Fellows gets a tap. Williams. Gary Shaw gives the hand pass wide. Abernathy. Abernathy's short kick finds Neville Shaw. Hardy a long way from his opponent as Neville Shaw puts it up towards the forward pocket. Kennedy kicks it off the ground. Cloak and Hardy. No dead heat run there as Hardy gives it out now to Kennedy. Kennedy goes short and finds Wallace. And Steve Wallace, centre wing.
Could go into the middle. Nope.
The lead coming from Steve McPherson. McPherson should go long. Look for Beasley. That's the player he found that Beasley couldn't take the mark. Royal picks it up, goes towards goal. It's a lovely looking kick from Royal, but it's across the face of goal and a 1 point. And Brian Royal played an excellent game for Footscray. Brian Royal. A little quiet in the first quarter, but a superb second too.
44 plays 45. Collingwood lead by a point. Greg Phillips to the outer side with another wonderful kick. Cloak couldn't take the mark. Tony Shaw waiting down, gets a hurried kick in towards the middle. Hawkins traps it, but then he propped and he got caught. So too did Williams. McLean came over the top, and illegally so, said the umpire. So Mark Williams will take the free kick. Up towards Taylor, out he comes. Kennedy over the top, and a free kick to Taylor. He's not paying the advantage. And despite Mark Beer's efforts getting it down to Tony Shaw, the ball will come back to Brian Taylor, who to date has contributed 1 goal, that being in the second quarter.
It'll need to be a good kick from there,
Oh,
Sandy.
I'd want a mighty punt. He's a long way out, Bobby. Almost directly in front. He stammers slightly, then fires with a drop punt, and it is a good-looking kick.
Good shepherd by Cloak. That's good play.
Wonderful team performance to goal. And the Maggies move further ahead. 7-9 plays 5-14 on Seven's big lead.
It's a lovely kick from Brian Taylor, but a fine piece of shepherding by David Cloak. 7 points, the margin in favour of Collingwood.
Daniels preparing to come back on, Bobby.
Yes. Daniels warming up. Brian Taylor there after saying thank you to Cloak. Fellow's got the tap. Rod MacPherson puts it wide. Kerrison and Petraglia. Petraglia gathers it well. Nice turn. Should hand pass across to McGuinness. Ignores that. At the back of the pack, Beasley. The hand pass to Royal. Royal, can he get boot to ball? He does. A goal to Royal. Lovely play to Brian Royal. And Beasley doing well to get the hand pass in to allow Royal the opportunity. Rod MacPherson, who gone on down the ground, was the player who got it out of the centre for Footscray. So Footscray now back within 1 point again. Brian Royal, who kicked that goal, but it's back with the centre bounce. Fellows of Collingwood, Purser of Footscray. The bounce favours Fellows, gets the big tap. It's taken by Neville Shaw. Neville Shaw puts a long kick down. Taylor and Kennedy. Kennedy being held by Taylor on that occasion. Jeff picks the ball up for Footscray. Jeff goes out towards the half-back flank. Will it go over the boundary? No, it just bounces and a throw-in will take place. Half-back flank for Footscray. Petraglia was the player to come off for Footscray.
Here's the throw-in. Plenty of drama in this game.
Sumner on for Collingwood.
Abernethy threw it out the back to Cloak and got Pete. No, you can't do that with an open palm. You must hand pass. To centre wing. Fellows. McLean needing support. Tony Shaw. Morwood. Caught. Steve MacPherson. Clear. Give it to Daniels. Got rid of it like a hot potato to McLean. Got dragged as he pulled the kick towards Beasley. Will he recover? He steps and he goes! He's given it away.
I've already marked it down too, Sandy.
You'll have to scribble it out or wait in anticipation for another one, because you're like thousands here at the ground. But it's not to be. Greg Smith. And another bounce. Go on, scribble it out. You wrote it in. He forgot his white out. So it's a ball up with 1 point separating these two sides. Been nip and tuck all day. 41 is Gordon Sumner. To centre wing, Gaffer. Oh, he doesn't know what to do. Eventually handballs to Tony Shaw, who goes with a blind kick,
upfield,
but
I think,
it's going to go back, I think. It'll go back. So Tony Shaw this time. Give it across to Gaffer. And he'll take it. Hardy and Shaw. Cloak. McLean. Clear. Nice hand pass. A hurried kick by Kellett. Up towards half-forward. Sewell can't take it. He does have support, though. Graham Cordy hooks it over his shoulder. Brian Royal's the target in the pocket. Snares it beautifully on the half volley. Needs a player going past. Finds him in McGuinness. Back again. Royal short to Sewell. Couldn't take it on the fingertips. Play on is the call as Smith pushed it wide. And again, Collingwood out of trouble.
Back into trouble as Purser picks the ball up. Goes across the ground. Steve MacPherson, a nice mark, a lovely mark to Steve MacPherson. only 20 metres out from goal, virtually directly in front. Good, courageous mark by Steve MacPherson. Yet to put a goal on the board, but I think this could be the first. And if it is, Footscray will lead by 5 points. The kick from MacPherson, he's hooked it badly and the scores are level. Poor kick by Steve MacPherson.
Have a look at the scoreboard.
6-15 to 7-9. So it's 21 scoring shots to 16 and scores are level.
We've played 14.5 minutes this third term. Greg Phillips to the outer side of the ground. Purser from behind. Hawkins trying to surge his way through. Was almost successful. Brian Royal now under pressure. Needs support. Doesn't get it. Eventually Rod MacPherson gets the handball out wide. Again, still going. Now McGuinness is on the end of it. Can't pick it up. Is under pressure. The ball pushed forward. Mullane is there. He can't do much with it. Back towards Williams, close to the boundary line, and Abernathy sees it over. Not on the full, and so a throw-in to take place. Oh, gee, nothing in this game. It's been like it now for virtually 3 quarters. Royal again. Out of bounds on the full. So a chance for Collingwood to relieve some of the pressure, and it has been intense. Greg Smith from the back pocket. Long up towards centre wing. Fellows in front. Purser from behind. The hurried kick by Tony McGuinness, and MacPherson takes the mark. He's got Beasley and Phillips in the square. He'll have to go long as he can. Beasley had the height, couldn't complete the mark. Mullane gets the handball away. Tony Shaw gets it out to Neville, and they're out of business once again.
Neville Shaw, half-back flank. Nobody to kick it to at the moment. Collingwood players not moving, but now Cloak comes across. Hardy should have come back and tried to compete for that one, but David Cloak coming across takes the chest mark. Cloak over the half-forward line, but the mark, 15 metres will come here, possibly more. And the pencil is coming out.
Well, that could be worth $10,000. That's what Brian Taylor said. He was pinged again or lost another game.
Baxter with the free kick.
Now he'll be hoping he doesn't.
Baxter now with a free kick, and I think he might get a 15-metre penalty.
Can't run in front of him like that.
Darren Baxter now uses the drop punt towards centre wing. Purser takes a lovely mark. So Andrew Purser. A good duel between Purser and Fellows. Purser towards half forward. Punched away by Kerrison. Sumner coming through. The hand pass towards Mullane. He's missed it. A good hip and shoulder by Jett allows Steve MacPherson in. MacPherson goes goal. It'll be touched by Phillips though, and it's stuffed through. Out of bounds it was. It wasn't through for a point. So over the boundary line it went, and the throw-in will take place in the forward pocket for Footscray. 51 points apiece, 18 minutes into the third term. Fellows gets a tap down. Sumner, the hand pass across to Morwood. Shane Morwood up towards Neville Shaw, who's given Brad Hardy a hiding in this quarter. Shaw, his kick, Abernathy at the back. The hand pass, he was looking for Dickson, but it was intercepted by McLean. McLean hooks it back. Purser takes it well. Tackled by Shaw, breaks the tackle, goes short. Brad Hardy's there, takes the mark. Smothered now by Mullane. And so Hardy, short of half forward. Nobody on the mark. Bad play, but it's a poor kick, and it's straight to the opposition in Morwood. Morwood's hand pass to Phillips. Phillips' kick. An awkward one to mark, floating around. Cloak didn't try and mark it. Baxter's kick didn't go far. Rance and Hardy collided. Jep loses possession. Dickson picks it up. Across the ground he goes and finds Tony Shaw. Shaw goes long. Taylor out in front. And Brian Taylor with the kick. 2 goals to Taylor, and one of them from about this position when it was shepherded through by David Cloak.
In fact, I think he's a little bit closer this time.
Taylor, 45 metres out from goal, maybe a little shorter. Brian Taylor's kick. Offline, and 1 point the result. 1 point to Taylor. Takes Collingwood to 7-10. Footscray on 6-15. So it's 52 to 51 in favour of Collingwood.
Just over 19.5 minutes have been played in this vital third term. No one able to break away. And I think, Robert, now we can forget about the breeze. As Kennedy goes to the outer side once again. No mark taken. Williams and Gaifer down there for Collingwood. And Dougie Hawkins is there for Footscray. Change being made here by Footscray.
Sewell off, Preston on.
Jim Sewell off. Does that surprise you, Robert?
No, not the way that Morwood's played in this quarter, Sandy.
Jet leg. And he'll be free kicked. Given his orders from Richmond, but settling in at the Western Oval. Wallace's hurried kick in towards the centre. Daniels beaten. Abernethy. Long. Taylor.
Taylor plays that way, Sandy.
A chance to put the Magpies 7 points clear. The Bulldogs preparing to bring Traglia back onto the ground as that kick sails through. There's 7 points up, the Magpies, and Brian Taylor has kicked his third to take Collingwood to 8-10, leading Footscray 6-15 on 7's big lead.
Nice piece of play that time by Brian Taylor. It's been a good duel to watch between Kennedy and Taylor as Petraglia comes onto the ground, replacing Daniels. Paid the price, do you think, Sandy?
Centre bounce, 51, plays 58. Fellows and Purser. Wallace. He's had trouble picking up kicks, Steve Wallace, this season.
15 today, Sandy.
Had no trouble today. He's had trouble so far. Well, he has been. You love stirring, don't you, Robert? Don't worry, Steve. Here's the bounce, straight down the throat of Preston. Across to Kellett. Kellett long to the half-forward line, intercepted by Shane Moore.
Brad Hardy on the forward line now, Sandy.
Yep. Shane Morwood's kick. Back towards the wing. Cloak, under plenty of pressure. Rod MacPherson looking for and getting the free kick. Held whilst not in possession.
There wasn't a doubt about that one. So Rod MacPherson now from centre wing. Drives it to centre half forward. Cordy comes across. It's punched away from Cordy. Williams gets a hand pass across. Sumner's kick in towards the centre. Tony Shaw tries to trap it. It's taken away from him by Purser. Purser's a hand pass. 1 metre it went, and it was taken by Royal, but his kick straight to Shane Morwood. Morwood puts it wide with a hand pass to Mullane. Mullane now towards centre wing. Gaifer coming down for Collingwood takes the mark. Now, Gaifer there with Hawkins. 15-metre penalty. And so Gaifer trying to get the ball moving quickly for Collingwood. Collingwood with a 7-point advantage. Punched away by Preston. It's taken by Gary Shaw. Threw the ball out in front of him and will be penalised. So the kick goes to Footscray's Tim Jep. Hand passes wide. Rod MacPherson, centre wing. Puts it over the half-forward line. Steve McPherson up, couldn't take it. Kerrison's hand pass to Sumner. Across now to Williams. Mark Williams puts it long towards half-forward. Punched away by Rance. Preston's there. His hand pass goes straight to Tony Shaw. Likewise to Rance. Rance breaks the tackle. puts a high kick in towards the centre. Purser coming out, couldn't quite take the mark. Sumner diving in, cannot get the ball out, and so a bounce will take place in the centre of the ground.
We're into the 25th minute, this third term. Collingwood lead by 7 points. Another change being made. Jim Sewell spending very little time on the interchange bench, and Graham Cordy coming off the ground. Purser, Steve Wallace. Intelligent player, across to Jep. Passes to half forward beautifully to Sewell. He's just come on the ground, Jimmy. Handball over the top to Tony McGuinness, and Tony should goal, but he pulls it dreadfully. Oh dear. So hitting the behind post, and it'll be brought back into play by Darren Mullane. No score registered. Purser. Well, they've been looking for a big game from Andrew Purser. Gets pushed as he takes the kick. Beasley tried to push it forward to Sewell. Petraglia's down there trying to get it out. Greg Smith's about to nip away. The umpire said, no, thank you, I'll have it.
And the bounce to take place short of half forward, thrown up by the umpire. Fellows gets a big tap. Rod MacPherson, his kick doesn't go very far. Greg Smith's kick in towards the centre. Wallace takes it for Footscray. Not a long kick, but it's well taken there by Royal. Free kick, mark, whatever you like. And Brian Royal, not the longest kick in the world, but should make the distance. If he does, the margin will be 1 point again. So Brian Royal has kicked 1 goal in this quarter as Beasley's in the square, waiting for the Royals' kick to come down. Royals trying to get the extra distance. He's hooked it and hit the behind post. Well, Footscray hit the behind post twice now in a matter of moments. 21 scoring shots to 18, so Collingwood have kicked their points in this term too. Purser, a juggling mark. So Andrew Purser playing an excellent game today. 8 marks to Purser. Not a long kick. Beasley, a nice mark in front of Phillips. And so Beasley's only 30 metres out, directly in front. He has 2 goals to his credit. And so can Beasley make the margin 1 point, as it was at half-time. Simon Beasley going for his 3rd goal. Directly in front, 30 metres out. The kick from Beasley. He's hooked it. 1 point the result, and 1 goal the margin between the sides.
Certainly left a lot to be desired.
6-16
in unison with RJ. Collingwood. 8 goals, 10. Back into play once again. Morwood. Between half-back and the centre. Gee, it's set for a great last quarter. Cloak couldn't take it, nor could Abernethy. Jep gets it out wide. McLean under pressure, close to the boundary line. Gary Shaw.
Play on call by the umpire, Sandy.
So Tony Shaw takes it, gives it across to Beers, gets a bad bounce. He has to prop, not before he gets it to Neville Shaw. Out comes Taylor and Kennedy. Kennedy retains his footing, legs Gary Shaw, but he's pinged him for holding the ball.
I think that's a little harsh, Danny.
You've just about lost your voice, Roberty.
Well, it's an excellent game here, Danny. One I'm enjoying immensely. As Kennedy plays on and comes across the ground. Hawkins, the player he's looking for. Gaper, his opponent. Hawkins taps the ball forward. Can he keep it in play? No, he cannot. And over the boundary line it goes. So throw in half forward flank for Collingwood. Kennedy gambling by going across the ground. The tap comes out towards McGuinness. Can't grab it, so taps it on. Gaper, the hand pass out. Williams, his kick virtually off the ground. Jep punches the ball away. Royal can't get it clear. Jep trying to get there before the boundary line, and the throwing will take place about 20 metres closer this time to the Collingwood goal. Cloak against Kellett. Kennedy there also. So too Williams. No clear tap. Royals kick up towards half-back and Hawkins. Hawkins taps it back. Steve McPherson gets one in the back. And no, he won't take the free kick because his brother is allowed the advantage of the rule. And he takes it, comes up towards the wing. Drives it towards half-forward. Purser in the front position. Tapped it down, looking for Sewell. Sewell couldn't take it. Purser's there also. Holding the man will go to Collingwood. And it will be taken down there by Kerrison.
Shane Kerrison on the defensive side of centre to put Collingwood out of trouble. They lead by one straight kick. To half forward. Cloak thumps it clear. Here's a chance for Gary Shaw if he's quick enough. Gets ridden into the ground by Kellett. Play on is the call. Williams tries to get clear and he's lost it. But it doesn't matter. The siren has sounded to end the third term here at the Western Oval and at three-quarter time. Collingwood 8-10, 58, leading Footscray 6-16, 52. Into the final term here at the Western Oval. Anybody's game as Collingwood lead by 6 points. In what's been an absorbing struggle for three quarters, no one able to break clear. A late whistle call, an infringement out of the centre. It will go the way of Footscray and Andrew Purser. Can they get up, Robert? Footscray?
I think they can, Tenny.
Purser a big punt. Down towards half forward. Beasley and Sewell. Tap clear. Coming to meet it, Beers. Steadies on the left foot. Wide towards the wing. Kellett is there. Needs support. Goes over the top. Hawkins, who spent the entire day out there on that wing, hasn't come across the members' side once. And we'll see a bounce.
Bounce will take place right alongside the point of the centre square. Footscray side of the centre. Purser. It's a tap. Tony Shaw takes it towards half forward. Baxter. Dickson at the back. Dickson gets the hand pass to Beers. Beers now hand passes back to Dickson. Coming out towards the boundary line. Can he keep it in play? He does. Gets boot to ball. Swings it forward. Rance up high. Takes a nice mark for Footscray. Murray Rance. Midway between back pocket and half-back flank. A nice kick from Rance. Sees the ball at about centre wing. Purser has the ball tapped away. Rod McPherson playing a good game for Footscray. Puts it towards half forward. Petraglia in the front position. Taps the ball down. Goes after it. Sewell's there as well. Over the boundary line it goes. And the throw-in will take place. Half forward flank for Footscray. On the throw-in, number 15 Fellows, number 2 Sewell. Over the back comes Morwood. Hawkins came through, couldn't take possession. Petraglia first on the scene. Hooks the ball forward. Is it over the line on the full? Yes, it is. And the kick will be taken by Collingwood. Gordon Sumner.
Sumner between the back pocket and the half-back flank. Becoming pretty dark on that outer side. Fisted down. Wallace tried to use the body. Williams too slow. Caught on that occasion. So too Abernethy. Now an opportunity for Tony Shaw. Williams again. He's got up on his feet. Goes forward. Taylor and Kennedy. Taylor, Kennedy, Shaw, the quick handball, Beers, a hurried kick in towards the pocket. Gary Shaw's going to be first to it. Can he swing round on his right foot? He hooks, but it's not enough. 1 point only. Well, every point counts because it's now 1 goal, 1 the margin. No, Rick, wait till they put back. Rick Kennedy to the outer side. That's what they've been doing all day, but that's a beautiful talk. Doug Hawkins gave the most massive push. And look at Doug. I plead innocent, Your Honour.
15 metres carrying on like that, Sandy.
He has too. And that's dangerous. Beers. It's a shocking kick into the half forward. In fact, it wasn't Beers. I think it might have been Gafer. Out towards the wing now. Kerrison, Neville Shaw. Kerrison's gone to ground.
Free kick to Preston.
Andy Preston at centre wing. Shane Kerrison up. Play on is the call. Steve McPherson gets his kick down towards Beasley.
think Phillips just slipped over there, Sandy.
He's had trouble with his footing on a number of times today. I've noticed a couple of times even when he's on the mark.
Well,
He's slipped.
We've witnessed Simon Beasley with some very pressure kicks, and no more than this one, Sandy.
Here's a chance to bring them within 1 point. "35 metres out, almost directly in front, and as Bob said, this is a pressure kick. Has kicked 2. A stammering approach. The drop punt leaves his boot. And I tell you what, he's handled the pressure beautifully, because his goal is 1 point the difference.
Simon Beasley kicking his 3rd goal. Lovely piece of play as Preston got it out to Steve MacPherson, and a beautiful kick from MacPherson right into the chest of Simon Beasley. So 1 point the margin in favour of Collingwood. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the final turn. You're watching Sevens Big League as Fellows competes against Purser. Tapped back by Smith, taken by Fellows. The short kick, an awkward one for Kellett, but he's able to tap it down. Baxter forced it through. Beers picks it up. Dickson's there for Collingwood. The left foot kick down towards half forward. Rance couldn't get to it. It runs past both Kennedy. Rance is there along with Taylor. Kennedy trying to pick the ball up. Taps it forward. Now picks it up. Good play by Kennedy as he drives it towards centre wing. Fellows comes across, too tall for Petraglia, and takes a nice mark.
So Wes Fellows at centre wing, straight onto Shane Morwood, who goes with a wobbly punt down towards a poor kick. Straight to Rod MacPherson. He repels the attack once again. Back towards Hawkins and Gafer. Hawkins can't take it to ground. Gafer comes away, but his kick is under pressure, and he goes out of bounds on the full at centre wing.
He's worked hard against Hawkins, though, Gafer, since
My word, he has.
half-time.
Yep. Collingwood leading by 1 point. 6 minutes played. Final term in a low-scoring but very intense, important encounter. Rance receiving across the centre, balks nicely up towards Beasley and Phillips. Plenty of hanging on. McGuinness waits down. Did he cop one in the back? No, said the umpire, and a bounce will take place. Wobbling off from the ground looks like Bruce Abernethy, and going back on is Ron McKeown. And looking at Abernethy, he looks in a spot of bother. Here's the bounce. Burgess over the top. Wallace dropped it. First to pick it up, Sumner, but his kick was well smothered by Hardy, who breaks the tackle. He's clear, comes out wide to the flank. Who's he got? MacPherson's the target. Burgess is there with him. McLean receives the hand pass from Royal. Steadies, fires in towards goal. Beasley and Phillips. No mark taken. McGuinness at the back, missed it. I think it might have gone over. I think he might have got his boot to it, but I think it had gone across the line.
It's bad luck for McGuinness. He was in the right spot, but couldn't quite get boot to ball. 59 points apiece. 7-17 to 8-11 as Phillips comes to the members' side of the ground. Fellows coming across a nice mark. Now it's called play on by the umpire. Royal picks it up. The hand pass to McLean. A long one out wide. Kellett takes it. He's hooked it. 1 point, but Footscray in front. At 1 point by Kellett is the margin that Footscray are in front. Kellett coming right down from half-back. 60 to 59. Phillips, a lovely kick. Purser and Sewell almost collide. Williams gets one in the back, and he'll drive the ball forward for Collingwood.
Collingwood about to make another change too, Bobby. Shane Kerrison, who left the ground after copping one in the face, about to come back on. Over centre wing, push, go the way of Collingwood. Ronnie McKeown, who spent considerable time on the interchange, to take the kick. Through centre wing spot. Tumbles a punt up towards half forward, poor kick. Straight down the throat of Murray Rance. Rance will clear. Out in front of Baxter. Gets a favourable bounce. Rod MacPherson saying, over to me. But be quick. Greg Smith's hot on his heels. He gets his kick. Down towards half forward. Only seen Turner take a fine mark. Ball to ground once. Steadies. Swings long in towards half forward once again. At the back was Jepp. Should have taken it. Gary Shaw couldn't take it. And with Rance coming in from the side and Cloak over the top, another bounce to take place.
I think Jeff got a surprise that it came through, Sandy. I think he thought
I think you're right.
Two players would at least touch the ball and bring it down, but it's a bounce on half forward for Collingwood. Cloak gets the tap. It's picked up by Williams across to Smith. Smith's kick floats forward, and backing back to take a nice mark is Callett. Callett, last line of defence, puts it out wide to the half-back flank. Thumped forward by Gaper. Back by Baxter. Jepp takes it, puts the short foot kick forward, goes after it again, picks it up well. Another short kick finding Purser. Can't take the mark though, but he will get a free kick. No, Purser plays on, puts himself in trouble, gets it back to Jepp. Jepp goes short and wide. Hawkins out there, is it? No, it's Rod MacPherson. MacPherson's kick. Beasley can't take the mark. Kick smothered there by Hardy. Phillips takes it. Cat rides the bump well. Puts the kick off the side of the boot, but it cut toward half-back. Purser, a lovely mark.
Too far out to score, but Andrew Purser will put Footscray deep into attack.
15 metres.
Oh dear. Well, he's not worrying about it. He's played on. Out comes Beasley. With him is Phillips. Who's waiting down? Tony McGuinness. A hurried kick back towards full forward, but Sewell give a push.
In the back.
He's just 15 metres out, directly in front, and a chance for the Bulldogs to go 7 points clear.
It looked as though he gave a little tickle there, Sandy.
A little nudge. But a nudge is as good as a wink to a blind horse if you don't see it. Sewell has gone. The Doggies start barking. They lead by 7 points on 7. Big lead.
Pushing the back or not. It's Sewell there with the ball. And Footscray now with the stand chanting. 7 points the margin.
Here's Ronnie McKeown waiting on the sidelines.
Been on off like a yo-yo, Sandy, this quarter.
Yep. Probably not too sure what's happening. But anyway, here's the centre bounce. There's the scoreboard. 7 points the difference. Both sides having just 1 win for the season. Desperate to record their second from the centre bounce. It's a chance for Footscray again as McLean steadies. Does it nicely. Up towards the half-forward line. Sewell again playing from behind, and it's Morwood who takes the mark, and Rod MacPherson who got that handball out to McLean in a spot of bother behind the play. Could be cramped.
Footscray because he's played well, Rod MacPherson.
He has. Collingwood making a change. Fellows off. McKeown on as Cloak marks between centre and half forward. Well, they got to get it down to Taylor and they want to score. McKeown's on. Long kick from Cloak. Taylor. And a free kick going the way of Footscray on that last line. Jepp plays on, going across the face of goal, but Steve Wallace hasn't let him down, and Andy Preston's having a chat with Ronnie McKeown behind the play. I wouldn't worry about that. I'd worry about what's on the scoreboard at the moment. Socket off the ground. Taylor, who's come a long way out. Kellett, a sweeping hand pass, and Footscray out of trouble once again. The kick coming from Rance in towards the centre. Purser steadies up towards half forward. Beasley and Phillips. Phillips with strength. Royal waiting down. The great little rover. Steadies. Left foot snap. Ping, and he's missed it. Ryan, oh dear.
Hardy saying, I was out here. What about the hand pass?
8-19 plays 8-11. 8 points the margin. 13 minutes play.
Greg Phillips. A little uncertain which way to go. I think he'll just know he plays on. Comes out the members' side of the ground. Now goes long. McLean got into the back of his opponent. Full play on. McLean gathers it in well. He's got MacPherson down the ground. McLean's kick, not a good one, but he finds MacPherson. Has time to steady. Puts the ball up towards the square. It's a lovely kick, but tapped through by Phillips. And so Greg Phillips puts that through for 1 point to Footscray. And by my record, Sandy, 6 of those 20 points have been rushed through or punched through by the Collingwood defence.
Phillips again. Shaw unable to take it. Morwood waiting down. Almost gets clamoured upon. Shaw goes in to try and get it out. He can't do so. And so another bounce. Collingwood badly wanting a goal. at the 14-minute mark almost. Final term. Cloak can't get an effective kick, nor can big Andrew Purser. The ball is held.
Now, Sandy, with the big fellows going off, and McKeown at centre half forward.
So another bounce. Cloak and Purser again. Taken by Purser. Again, the ball is held. McGuinness steals it, gets a hurried kick, gathers little distance. Thumped forward, a chance for Steve MacPherson. Can he get it clear of Tony Shaw? No, he can't. Beautifully done, Tony Shaw, as he finds Shane Morwood, who has a tentative bounce, then goes longer. Over the centre. Waiting there is Jet. Oh, his handball was loose. Goes to ground. The pack develops upon it, and yet another bounce will take place. Still in the square, but into Collingwood's attacking zone, and they desperately want a goal.
For somebody who hasn't played a game of football for a long time, Jeff has done a pretty good job for Footscray.
Here's the bounce. Oh, a mighty thump by McKeown. Here's a chance. Shaw, now a one-out duel. Taylor, can he get the handball away? It was loose to Neville Shaw. Baxter, a chance to clear. Out to Jep. There's the man Bobby was talking about, and he's steady. He's cool in a crisis. Back towards the centre of the ground.
Good
and a
mark.
great diving mark taken by Turner. Plays on. Receives it again. He's been in good form of late. Up towards the half-forward line. McKeown has the ball fisted away. Recovers nicely. Still possession. Brilliant play towards full forward. The bounce. Neville Shaw waits in front of the pack. Claimed by Kellett. And again, another bounce. Oh, by gee, this is tense, Robert.
An excellent game of football, Sandy. It's the game that I've enjoyed most this year.
I'd agree with you there.
Umpire indicating he was going to throw the ball up. Burgess and MacPherson. It's tapped down. Jep takes it. Gets the kick out wide. Onto the defensive side. Hawkins is first there. Can't take it. Gayfer comes over the top. Good play by Gayfer. He was looking there for Beers, but it runs over the boundary line before Mark Beers could get to it. So a throw in the forward pocket for Collingwood. 16 minutes have gone in the final term. 68-59 in favour of Footscray. Kellett and McKeown. McKeown gets a tap, intercepted by Jep, across to McGuinness. McGuinness towards centre wing. Purser there with Cloak. Purser tried to tap it over the top. Cloak does well. Has time to have the bounce. Now puts a long kick down. Taylor and Kennedy. Taylor was manhandled. Called play on by the umpire. And Kennedy takes the ball away. Finds McGuinness at half-back. The hand pass over the top to Royal. Footscray now as Royal comes up towards centre wing. A long kick towards half-forward. Petraglia up. Knocks it away from Turner. Goes after the goal. Tackled. Loses it. Called play on by the umpire. Petraglia floats the kick forward. MacPherson! Steve MacPherson. A couple of points on the board, but yet to put a goal. Should have the shot as Beasley and Phillips in the square. The kick from MacPherson. It's a lovely kick. One goal to Steve MacPherson. MacPherson kicking his first, and Footscray going to 9 goals, 20-74. Collingwood 8-11-59. A good play by Jep, McGuinness, Royal to get the ball up. An excellent play by Petraglia.
Now the task of Collingwood.
Not to mention an excellent mark by Steve MacPherson.
Made just that little more tough. 74 plays 59. 15 points the margin. There's still plenty of time. Brian Royal down to the half-forward line once again, but repelled by Burgess. A high kick. Back to half-forward. Williams from behind. Forced onto the defensive. Footscray have the players waiting down now, running, but that's a tired kick. It goes out of bounds and out of bounds on the full from Rod MacPherson, and so Mullane a chance to put them into attack. What a duel it's been between Taylor and Kennedy. Great mark, Brian Taylor. Well, that's a very strong mark. He's kicked 3 goals, and my word, he's had to work so hard against Rick Kennedy. It has been a wonderful duel.
I wouldn't be surprised if he made it this one.
I'll tell you what, he could thread this. This will put them back on their seats. There's the kick, but he's drifted it across the face of goal. Won't make the distance, and has thumped defensively over the line for one behind. So, 14 points is the margin. 18.5 minutes play. Final term in a grand game of pressure football. And have a look at that for a prodigious punt from Rick Kennedy. They're down to centre wing, and Brian Royal will waltz up to the half-forward line with this one. He does. MacPherson again from behind. Boy, is he coming together under pressure. Jimmy Sewell wasn't on that occasion. Shane Morwood now, Tony Burgess, back towards the centre, Rod MacPherson, Andrew Purser, through them it goes. No one able to pick it up. Back now with Cloak. He eventually does. To Beers, Kellett will claim him. Not before he gets the handball. Out to Gafer, wider to Shaw, on to Beers. Collingwood forward again. They want a goal and want it desperately. To half forward. Out comes Taylor on all fours. Can't claim the football. And another bounce. 19 and a half minutes played, Robert. 14 points the margin.
The bounce at half forward for Collingwood. Umpire Robinson throwing the ball up. Kennedy and Taylor both up, down. Neither could get a clear tap, and a bounce will be forced to come again. It will not be a bounce in the same position. He'll throw it up once more. Although the ground looks in magnificent condition, it's obviously heavier than we think. Once again, some very, very tired players out there, because this whole game has been played with the scores very tight, conditions tight. Rod MacPherson gets the short kick. Tony Shaw takes the mark.
So Shaw, a chance to put Collingwood deep into attack. To Williams. McKeown, a chance. Was he held? He's pinged for holding the ball.
Oh, very harsh, I believe, Sandy.
Well, he did have his body over the ball. And
well, when you're trying to get it, you've got to put your body over.
The umpire was saying that he obviously wasn't trying to get it. Kellett. Anyway, they've lost it. There's nothing we can do about it, Robert. To centre wing. Burgess. MacPherson. No one able to pick it up. Steve MacPherson in over the top. Steve Wallace there. And another bounce. 21 minutes played. And perhaps the time clock ticking a little too quickly for Collingwood.
Still time, Sandy.
Oh, my word, there
One
is.
quick goal will
make all
change
the difference.
complex of this game.
Down towards Beers. Can't take it. With him is Kellett, who tried to scoop it towards the line. Beers stopped him, and we will see another bounce as we are in
Must
the
be half a dozen
22nd
bounces in the last minute of play.
Yep. Tight, tense stuff.
Been tight and tense right throughout. Royal. A high floating kick. Gafer punches the ball away. He's done an excellent job on Hawkins since half-time. So, Doug Hawkins there with Michael Gafer. Over the back it comes, in towards the centre. Shaw, was he legged? Yes, that's the way the umpire sees it. Free kick going to Neville Shaw. He's got Mark Williams leading. Brian Taylor comes out towards Taylor. McLean up, comes at the back. Mullane across to Morwood. Morwood short kick, runs past Baxter. Chance Bowers. Dickson goes goalward, but he's offline so far, in fact, it's out of bounds on the full. So Dickson not able to bring Collingwood any closer. And so Tim Jepp. Tony Shaw couldn't take the mark. Gary Shaw picks it up. The hand pass comes wide to Beers. Beers down towards the square. Punched away by Kennedy. Neville Shaw couldn't get to it. Kennedy taking it close over the boundary line, in fact, and to throw in right alongside the behind post forward pocket for Collingwood. 74 to 60. 14 points the margin. 23 minutes into the final term. Kennedy in the front position. Jepp. Williams. Jepp taps it on. Dickson can't pick it up. The hand pass. Royal. It's almost tapped away by Williams. Comes back to Royal again. Tapped over the top by Royal. He's played an excellent game for Footscray. The loose ball comes out to Williams. Breaks the tackle. Williams with a left foot kick. Comes towards Dickson. A snap towards goal. 4 goals to Dickson. And Collingwood still in an 8-point margin in favour of Footscray, as Collingwood still have about 5 or 6 minutes at least to play. 23 and a half minutes have gone in the final term. 9-20 to 9-8. 8 points the margin in favour of Footscray as Russell Dickson kicks his 4th goal. There's the board, 74 to 66. Purser against Cloak. Purser gets the tap. Taps it on again. Royal short kick comes out. Nobody can take it. Royal kicks it off the ground again. Jamie Turner in the front position. The short kick. Tried to be kicked off the ground. Hawkins couldn't take it. Hawkins and Gopher. Hawkins is held when not in possession of the ball, and he will take the free kick. Doug Hawkins hasn't found kicks easy to get against Michael Gopher in this second half, as McKeown and Sewell have a little bit of teat to tate. Umpire Robinson coming down, holding play up to have a few words to the two of them. And now, time on as Hawkins now. Midway between the centre of the ground and centre wing. Towards half forward. Morwood takes the mark. Hand passes immediately, puts Sumner under pressure. His hand pass comes out towards Shaw. Foolish players. Royal picks it up. Royal's kick smothered. It comes through towards Sewell. Can Sewell get it out to Rance? No, he cannot. It's picked up by Smith. A nice hand pass to Mullane. On to Phillips. And Collingwood will come out of the danger zone. Up towards the centre. Punched away by Kellett. McLean of Footscray. Playing it in front of him. Cannot pick it up though. It's still in there with McLean. A bounce will take place. Temper's a little bit frayed. It's any wonder as the scores have been close right throughout. 2 points at quarter time in favour of Collingwood. 1 point in favour of Collingwood at half time. 6 points three-quarter time, and Footscray have turned that to an 8-point lead at the moment. Cloak gets the ball down. McLean's first on the scene. Takes it over the boundary line, and a throw-in will take place midway between centre wing and half forward flank for Footscray. 30 seconds into time on. Footscray holding an 8-point lead. Purser tried to grab it. Runs past Burgess. He recovers. Taps it towards Gary Shaw. Gets away from the tackle. The hand pass on to Tony Shaw. He goes short. Looks for brother Neville. Takes the mark. Plays on immediately. Comes past the wing. Looks for Taylor. Taylor and Kennedy. Kennedy punches the ball away. Jepp's there. Jepp with a hand pass to MacPherson. MacPherson short kick towards Preston. Kicks it just in play. Preston with a hand pass. Finds Jepp. Jepp floats the ball towards the wing. And it's Purser. Spills the mark, but he recovers. The hand pass goes straight to the opposition. It comes back from Gary Shaw to Cloak. A poor kick from Cloak. Well taken by Neville Shaw. Picked up by Morwood. Across to Dickson. He finds Taylor. And Taylor takes the mark. Brian Taylor, he's got Williams down in the square on his own. Elects not to go for Williams, so he's got to kick this one. Brian Taylor, 30 metres out directly in front, going for goal number 4. And he's put it right through the centre. 2 points the difference between the sides. 4 goals to Brian Taylor. 74 to 72. Footscray 9-20, Collingwood 10-12, 27 minutes into the final term. Not many more vital bounces in a game of football than this one, as Purser will compete against Cloak. Royal back in there for Footscray. Rod MacPherson, Steve Wallace, Tony Shaw, Gary Shaw, Smith as Cloak gets the tap. Brian Royal puts it wide. Sumner and Petraglia racing after it. Sumner leads, kicks it off the ground, goes after it again, traps it well from centre wing. Sumner hooks it in. Tony Shaw coming down, takes a nice mark. Courage plus with Tony Shaw. Hand passes to Gary Shaw, to Shane Morwood. A chance of a goal as Shane Morwood puts it goalward, and he's put it through for 1 point. 1 point the margin in favour of Footscray. Morwood having the opportunity of putting Collingwood in front. They really lifted in the last few minutes. 74 to 73. 1 point in favour of Footscray. 28 minutes gone. A beautiful kick from Kennedy. Straight up the ground. Morwood takes the mark. Called play on by the umpire. Mullane gets the hand pass. Goes straight to Purser. Purser towards half forward. Over the head of Sewell it comes. Turner comes out. Misses it with a bounce. Burgess across to Sumner. Sumner now gets trapped. The short kick and a mark taken by Hardy. Hardy at centre half forward. Taking plenty of time. There's no worries. He's got time on his side. 1 point in favour of Footscray. Brad Hardy could make the distance, but who knows at this stage of the game. Hardy from centre half forward, 45 metres out. On line, but won't quite make the distance. Up the way, McGuinness! And Footscray 7 points up. Tony McGuinness kicks his third goal. And a vital goal for Footscray as they go to 7 points up. Excellent roving down there by McGuinness. For McGuinness, South Australia, making the margin 7 points. 29.5 minutes. The clock in favour of Footscray with a 7-point advantage. Royal and Smith in the way of the bounce. Wouldn't be wasting time from the bounce. Cloak against Purser. Cloak gets it down. Mullane. Caught Williams unawares, but he gets it out to Burgess. Burgess with a siren sound. An excellent game sees Footscray 10 goals, 20, 80 points, defeating Collingwood 10-13-73.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.
Several vital goals in the final term, steadying down Footscray, and they went on to win by 7 points. But a great game of football and the big crowd really enjoying it. Main goal kickers, firstly for the home side, Tony McGuinness, the former Glenelg and South Australian Rover, finished with 3, as did full forward Simon Beasley, whilst for Collingwood, Brian Taylor kicked 4, as did Dickson. So the Dogs are away, and many in the western suburbs believe now the Bulldogs can go on with it. We'll have to wait and see in the forthcoming weeks whether they can, but all that action is coming your way in pro football.